Good day, Africa, and welcome to another exciting edition of AAU Talks. And AAU Talks is brought to you by the Association of African Universities headquarters here in Accra, Ghana. My name is Kwesi Sam, and I am your host for today's session. And today we are privileged to be hosting one of the best girls' schools in Ghana, and it's located in the eastern region of Ghana, and that is Methodist Girls Senior High School. And we'll be discussing the role of women in STEM education, and then also how girls can be involved in STEM education. And also we'll just go a bit further to discuss the evolution of robotics in Ghana, in Africa, and then also on the global space as well. We'll go for a short break, and when I return, I will let my guests introduce themselves, and you know who else is also in the studio. Don't forget that you can join the conversation via our social media platforms, Association of African Universities on Facebook, and AAU_67 on Twitter. Stay tuned.
You may not have heard about us, but we have heard about you. You've been searching for a new kind of university that matches your ambition. Our world-class education is renowned, but there is more to us. Meet the university in Ghana that is transforming Africa. One that is nurturing a new generation of ethical, entrepreneurial leaders. One that offers scholarships thanks to the Mastercard Foundation, so that you can be part of our community of students who stand for integrity, discipline, and excellence. There is only one such university, only one, where 100% of graduates receive job offers or graduate school admissions. You may not have heard about us, but we have heard about you. You are Africa's future, and we are Ashesi University College. Together, we can begin to create a new Africa.
Welcome back from the break. If you just tuned in, you are just watching AAU Talks, and today we are discussing girls in STEM, and then also the evolution of robotics in Africa. And we are privileged to be hosting pretty girls, young ones, of course, from the Methodist Girls Senior High School in Ghana. And so I would give them the opportunity to introduce themselves, right from you. So you mentioned your name, and then you mentioned your class as well, and something little that you want to say. You have the opportunity.
I am Vanessa Bosedi Sapo, 2 Science 1 student, and I'm the PRO of the STEM club.
Okay.
I'm also Sandra Yabua.
Sandra?
Yes, a Form 2 student who study in General Science.
General Science.
Yes.
2 Science? 1. Okay.
I'm Ekia Pipim, 2 Science 2. I am the researcher for the STEM club.
Okay.
And I'm
finally,
Susan Apia. Susan Apia.
Okay.
A general science student, 2 Science 1.
So why you're in 2 Science 1? And then why the Form 3s? Okay, it makes sense. All right, so the pretty young ladies are not here alone. They are here with their colleagues and also 2 staff from their school. And we'll give them the opportunity for them to also introduce themselves.
I'm Mamfe Methodist, 2 Science 1. I'm a science student.
I'm Naomi Edem Kuma, 2 Science 1, and I'm the competition training and travel manager of the club.
Okay.
I'm Jamie Sidi Dako, a student in 2 Science 1.
I'm Albert Ifran, a student of 1 Science 3.
Okay.
I'm Alexia Mensah, a student of 2 Science 2 and the general secretary of the club.
Okay.
I'm Kathleen Benson, and I'm 1 Science 1.
1 Science 1? Okay.
I am Ben Amwako. I'm the club patron.
Okay.
I'm Naomi Sefa-Kojuchi, a tutor and a friend of the club.
Okay, a friend of the club? Oh, I see. That sounds great. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to AAU Talks.
Thank you.
Great, and like I said, we are discussing girls in STEM education. But there is something very fascinating. Why are you all in 2 Science 1? What happened to the Science 2, Science 3, or you don't have a 2?
Science 2. We're here.
Science 2? Science 2. Yes. What about Science 3?
The Form 2s don't have Science.
Oh, okay. All right. So I thought it's the same perception that the Science 1s are the sharks. Followed by the Science 2, Science 3.
No.
Has that narrative changed or still the same?
It's changed.
It's still the same. All right. I know when I give the opportunity, the debate will go on and on as to which one is the best science class. But then, first of all, let me congratulate you.
Thank you.
Yes, especially for taking that bold step. A lot of people run away from STEM, even men. So if we have wonderful young women who have a dream of pursuing STEM-related programs and even to the highest level, then it's a good thing. But even before we start, let me find out, did you choose Methodist girls?
Yes, please.
You did?
I did. Mm-hmm.
Why?
My headmistress asked me to because it was one of the best schools she taught was in Ghana.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure your headmistress is an old girl of the school.
No,
No.
she said our headmistress is her friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sandra?
For me, I actually knew about the school before choosing it. So upon hearing that I was pleased there, I was very excited because I know the school has a lot of great things that they've done so far, and it's very helpful to students.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Well, unlike my colleagues, I had no idea about the school. So when I was placed there, I was like, where is this place? But now I'm in the school and I'm really enjoying my time there.
So when you get another opportunity, you'll still go back
Yes.
to Methodist girls?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so upon hearing about some of the mind-boggling things that the school has done so far, I decided to choose the school.
So you chose it?
Yeah.
Okay, so you chose it. Yes. But
I
for
did.
you were pleased. Okay, all right. So let me ask you, if you get opportunity to maybe reselect, will you choose it again?
Yes,
You will.
definitely.
You will.
Yes.
You will. All right. So it tells for a fact that it is one of the best schools that we have. Great. So let's go straight into the discussion, which is very important. Now, for the past 6 episodes, I've been hosting professors. Similarly, we are discussing STEM education in Africa. And then one of the key things is how can we create opportunity for women or young girls to also pursue the STEM-related programs. Now, what is it for you as a young woman or a young lady in STEM?
First and foremost, I would like to introduce us to what STEM is about.
Okay.
So STEM is not just about coding and lab codes,
Mm-hmm.
but it is an acronym that stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Okay.
And with this 4 specific disciplines, we are given an applied approach into solving problems. We just don't go about the theoretical aspects, but we apply what we learn. So that's what I have gained in STEM especially. I've been able to find solutions to problems through research, and that has given me, it has embroidered my scope about certain things that I never had ideas about.
Okay, but after your junior high school level, did you plan on reading science at the senior high?
Yes, please.
You did?
Yes.
Okay.
But I had no idea that there
How
was
it was going to
something
be
called STEM
STEM.
until I came to Methodist Girls High School.
Okay, all right. Sandra, your experience?
Okay, so I like to quote something. Even the former U.S. President, Barack Obama, once stated that science is more than a school subject or the periodic table or the properties of waves. It's an approach to the world and a critical way to explore and understand the world and being able to engage with the world, as well as having the capacity to change that world. So with my being in STEM, it has really helped me in terms of applying knowledge that I learned from my classroom and helping me solve problems that I encounter every day in our society. Yes.
That's great. Okay.
Yes. And you see, since STEM is all about researching to find ways to help the world, creating innovations, you can't do this on your own. You need to be with people, you need to be in a team. So being in STEM has helped me learn how to collaborate with people, learn to work well with them, and build team spirit, because when we grow up and we start with our careers, we will need to learn how to work well with our colleagues.
Okay, I can see you are a researcher in nature. Great. And then finally, Susan?
So being in STEM has been fun so far. It has triggered my curiosity and then has pushed me to research more about the world I find myself in. Then this has further helped to increase my creative thinking skills as well.
Okay, so let me come back to you. It's very good that your school is all-girls school, so definitely you may find a lot of students in one class and all of you are from the same group, same sex, and so there's nothing intimidating. Unlike the co-educational institutions where you will find 50 boys and 2 girls in a classroom. Now, how is your school supportive? Because I don't know what are the infrastructural development, your laboratories, your teachers especially, do they make the curriculum very practical for you to understand and then also even to apply?
I can't say with other clubs in the school, but I can boldly and proudly say that with robotics and STEM, we are given the practical approach to everything we learn in class. For example, in our math and physics, we apply almost everything in what we do in the club. We apply our sciences, we apply ICT, basic stuffs we learn in class. We apply them in a STEM research in our robotics activities. So I would say with robotics, we are very practical.
Okay, and so you're going to give us practical sessions today, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. Now, what are the challenges in pursuing science-related programs or STEM-related programs, even at the senior high school level?
Okay, so when it comes to science, especially here in Ghana, we find that most of our things that we learn from the class are theoretical.
Okay.
They are not really, we are not really given the practical approach to whatever we learn. So with our club, it helps with that. And I would say it has helped us very much because it gives us the practical approach to almost everything that we do, as Vanessa said.
Yeah, so they are talking about the practical approach and then theoretical and everything. Can you give us what, in specific term, what thing have you learned in theory and through your club you've been able to maybe do some practical sessions or some hands-on or something very physical and tangible? What project have you been able to work on so far?
Okay, before I came to the school, before I started doing science, I heard that physics was a very difficult subject. And when I joined the Robotics Club, I realized that people are always saying physics is difficult because although they learn it and they have all the formulas, they have no way to apply it.
Okay.
But now I'm in the Robotics Club and we're using theories we learn in physics, something like the rectilinear propagation of light to determine the light intensity for the robot and everything. So now there's no challenge with physics. Everything is tangible. You can see it and you're doing it. So you don't forget what you do.
Okay. Now, Susan, STEM is broad. Which one is your favorite? Even science, we have biology, chemistry, physics, and then even a bit of ICT. Which of the component is your favorite?
The engineering aspect.
The engineering aspect of it. Do you want to be an engineer?
No, but it's also like a second something in mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
So which of the areas would you want to pursue to the highest level?
In terms of engineering?
Yes. Or in terms of the STEM-related area, would you want to be a doctor? Would you want to be an astronaut?
Yeah, I would like to be in the medical field.
You want to be in the medical field?
Yeah.
Any reason?
I find this a very fascinating field to be in. And then also wanting to like specialize in pediatrics because I find like I'm very fond of kids.
You love kids?
Yeah. So that's why I would like to pursue medical field.
Okay.
To the highest.
Which area would you want to pursue?
Technology.
Technology. Technology is very broad.
I would like to go into programming.
Okay.
I just don't know why, but I find it fascinating. It's really interesting. Coming up with your own program, being able to create your own softwares, change the world, solve problems of society. I just want to get into technology.
I see. Good one.
Okay, for me, I also would love to go into the medical field, but I would just like to add a touch of engineering. So for my course, I would like to take biomedical engineering, yes, to help make significant contributions when it comes to the field of medicine.
Okay. Okay. What would you want to do with your STEM?
With my STEM, I'd love to go deep into space science and also technology. I would love to come up with my own code, build my own core, maybe I-10 or something.
Oh.
That would be really nice, yes. And I'd like to learn more about space, go deeper, because there's so much to our universe than just our solar system.
Okay, good stuff. One of the basic challenges, I don't know if you have the solution to it, is that when young girls are growing up, right from the primary school to the junior high school to SHS, they find science to be very intriguing and very fascinating for them. Their interest is there. But most often than not, when they are progressing to the highest level, for example, to the university and beyond, you find out that the men go far and the women start dropping. Have you ever heard of that?
Yes.
You have. What do you think are the challenges?
I think we girls find it fascinating though, but when we go higher, we find it difficult to sit and concentrate. We have divided attention. And with such fields,
divided attention, like what? Give us, because we know young girls are watching you and they would want to learn. What are the divided attention that you
social media, fashion.
Okay.
You just want to get the hairdo, the makeup,
okay,
then other stuffs. But then with such fields, it takes discipline and commitment. And if you are not able to focus and give the full maximum attention to it, you can't.
You wouldn't be able to. Yeah,
yes.
I think that's so.
Yes,
Sandra, you want
especially for our educational system, it deals with more of the theory than the practical. So as they begin, they are taught more of the theory. So when they get up there and then they are supposed to add the practical, which they do not have the foundation for, they find it very difficult. And hence they decide to drop those courses, which if they had ventured into, they would have find themselves doing very, very great things.
Okay. All right. Okay, we'll go into the robotic aspect, but before we do, I think it will be very good for you to share with the general public what are the relevances, okay, or what is the importance of studying science or studying STEM? How is it important to us? It's one of the concepts that is so much vague. We hear it all the time. It's just like STEM, STEM, STEM. Can you tell us, domestically, in terms of industry, how is STEM relevant to our continent and to our everyday life?
Well, looking at where the world is going now, you can see that all the top careers, everything that is taking place revolves around science.
Science, sure.
And as she mentioned earlier, STEM is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. STEM is very important in our everyday lives. You just can't do without science. It's everywhere. The air we breathe, the food we eat, technology, our phones and PCs, engineering, the cars we drive, and maths. We are always buying stuff.
Yes.
And we do calculations all the time. So yeah, and right now we are undertaking a research on climate change. And we have seen from our findings that very soon cities like Accra would be flooded if proper measures aren't taken into place.
Oh.
Like if the city isn't properly planned.
Was it done by your club?
Yes, it was done by our club.
Okay.
Yes, and we've also done several searches, such as the bedbug infestation. See, bedbugs are troubling a lot of schools in Ghana. So we also undertook a research to find a solution to bedbugs, and thank God we found one, but now we are looking for funding to put together a prototype and test it properly to see if it works.
Oh, that's great. Were you part of the research?
Yes.
How was the experience for you?
It was cool because I was able to learn a lot. Yeah, and it also sharpened my mind. Yeah.
Okay. Sandra, were you part of the research?
Yes.
Okay, what role did you play?
Well, I helped with most of the research, so yes, for my team.
Okay, for your team. All right, and then Susan? Vanessa, yes.
PRO, so I'd sit with the researcher and we'd go into details, and if there be any presentation, we go about it.
Okay. All right, so I think there will be another forum where you would have the opportunity to share the research findings of the two research work. It's amazing. So don't keep it in your school alone. Okay, there will be an opportunity where you share some of these things. But let me go straight to Susan. Susan, when you went to your school, you had never heard of robotics, right? It was the first time.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you share with us what your school does in terms of robotics?
Okay, so basically what we do is that we design, we construct, and then we program autonomous robots to undertake specific tasks.
Okay.
That's in the field of robotics.
Okay, that's what you do?
Yeah.
In your school? Basically. Okay.
Yeah. And getting into robotics, we also found out that it's very useful and important in most career fields, even now. For example, in the medicine field, we have nanobots, which are to clear cancerous cells and also unblock blood vessels in unreachable areas in our body. Yeah, Sandra.
And even now we have driverless cars, which actually give services, driving services to people all over the world now. Yes, due to robotics.
Great. Viewers, you are still watching AU Talks, and we are hosting pretty young ladies from Methodist Girls Senior High School, and we are discussing girls in STEM and then also the evolution of robotics in Africa, in Ghana, and then at the global space as well. We'll go for a short break. We'll be back. Stay tuned.
Are you an institution or individual? Do you intend to organize a memorable event to be archived for future reference? Then look no further than AAU Studios, because it's your best bet. With our spacious studio and state-of-the-art media equipment such as 4K Panasonic video cameras, KinoFlow lights, assorted microphones, live streaming machines, and others, you are sure to get the best of production. Visit us at Trinity Avenue, East Legon, adjacent the National Accreditation Board, or contact the AAU studio via the following addresses: info@aau.org, AAU TV @aau.org, ransford@aau.org. Alternatively, you can call us on 0244 185 998 or 0244 693 342.
Welcome back from the break. If you just tuned in, you are still watching AU Talks, and today we are hosting young, pretty ladies from Methodist Girls Senior High School in Ghana, to be very specific, in the eastern region of Ghana, and we are discussing girls in STEM, and the discussion has been very interesting. But let me even revisit one key question I asked, so that you all have the opportunity to share with us what you think. You know, Africa has a lot of problems, economic problems, industrial problems, social problems. You mentioned flood and everything. Now, how will you be able to come up with solutions, innovative ones, with STEM, that is the science, technology, engineering, mathematics, the knowledge, how will you be able to apply to solve societal problems? And I think anyone can pick it. Let me start with, yes, let me start with you, Akria.
Well, looking at Africa and the world as a whole, there are 8 major things that can end the existence of humans. We have climate change, artificial intelligence, asteroid attacks, alien attack, nuclear wars, synthetic biology, global pandemic, and then super volcanoes.
Oh,
yes.
Cool. All right. Okay. So how would you be able to break it down?
Okay, so I would start with climate change.
Okay.
So climate change is the average rise in the temperature of the Earth's surface. And with its cause, we have melting of glaciers. We have melting of glaciers, which leads to rise in sea levels, and which can cause flooding. As she mentioned in Accra, is something we should expect in the near future, because the cities aren't well planned. And with this, we have to seek to government, we have to tell government to plan our cities well, because it's going to be really alarming. We would lose human lives, properties would be lost, and a whole lot. Sandra?
I think that the city of Accra is already planned. So how should the government come in with intervention?
Our drainage systems aren't well built. They are too small, and they are not in the right place, if I should say. So we should have more drainage systems, and huge ones, of course, that can take in rain waters whenever we have severe downpours. And also with our research into climate change, with the high rise in climate change, it has also led to natural disasters. And with this, there is high amount of money spent in repairing damages caused by natural disasters. And the gross domestic products of some countries, like the USA, are used in repairing climate change and natural disasters in some areas when they occur. And this is very alarming. And human beings, we also like to live in comfort. So as we introduce or bring out new inventions, for example, the solar panels, we never knew, but through our research, we got to know that the solar panels are driving away some species of birds and insects, which is very alarming. And if this continues, pollination levels will drop. And if there is no pollination, there is no fruiting. If there is no fruiting, there is no food. And if there is no fruiting again, there is no seed. So therefore, we would stop.
Go into extinction?
And would go into some species would go into extinction. We wouldn't have more trees because we need seeds to plant them, and this would be very alarming to
So we need
lives.
engineers like you very soon. All right. Let me go to Sandra.
Okay, so for me, one interesting thing that we found during our research was that in most of the volumes of textbooks we use, which is actually chemistry, we found out that for a particular solution to land pollution or land degradation, as we are taught in our schools, is that we can actually burn.
We should.
In fact, we should burn plastics because they are non-biodegradable. And from our research, we found out that burning plastics actually releases gases that pollute our atmosphere and actually depletes our ozone layer, which actually gives the ultraviolet rays a high chance to get to us, and then we develop many problems as to that. So with our research, we've been able to find out that due to this, we are supposed to not burn plastics, which will release gases into the air and then end up having a great effect on us.
Okay, so if you're not burning plastics, what would be the solution? What should we should recycle them?
Recycling.
Okay, so recycling into what, if you can share with us? Because I believe that your work is out of research.
Yes.
So if you are sharing with people, don't burn the plastics.
Yes.
Recycling.
Recycle them.
Okay, so recycling what into what?
Recycling deals with mostly deals with melting the plastic. So we can gather plastics as first it was introduced with bins that were supposed to be for only plastics. So you can take them and then help with the applying of heat. You can melt them and then use them, manufacture them into different products that will actually be useful and reused. Yes.
Okay, so you are proposing that it should be done in an industrial way, so that people then don't burn them indiscriminately in their homes, thereby release all the gases. Amazing stuff. I'm sure we are in trouble because with your wonderful young minds and things you're coming up with, they are very amazing. And I'm very fascinated. I don't know, you made mention of the fact that your textbook says something different and you found out something different also. Cool stuff. Let me get to you. What will you say? The relevance of STEM, how will you be able to use STEM as a tool to solve societal problems?
She mentioned that burning plastic releases gases and that these gases go into the atmosphere and deplete our ozone layer. And then these ultraviolet rays come down and then now snow caps are melting. The earth is getting warmer. You know, 2017 was recorded the warmest year on record because 2017 was very hot. And our countries like Australia are experiencing severe heat waves, and these are causing droughts and things.
Bushfires everywhere.
Yes, and to add to the fact, people are cutting down trees. But we all know that trees absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. We have these cars on the road that are producing fumes, a lot of carbon dioxide, and we are cutting down the trees. So if we cut down the trees and we are still using these cars, where do we expect the carbon dioxide to go to? So we should stop cutting down trees, because cutting down the trees and allowing in more carbon dioxide, it's polluting the atmosphere, and now a lot of animals are going extinct because of this. People are using solar cells, and from our research we found that solar panels cause the migration of birds and even the extinction of some insects, but all these aid pollination, as she said. So trees, we should start replanting trees. Should be replanting trees, yes.
Okay, yes, so I think you brought a solution. I was going to ask you if we shouldn't cut the trees. There is a very specific reason why people cut the trees. The announcement or the education has always been, don't cut the trees. But people have genuine need for cutting down the trees. So what would you recommend?
Okay, right now in the world, the most recycled material is paper. And we get paper from trees. Every day we are writing, signing contracts and things, and all these are paper. So instead of using trees to produce paper, paper can be produced from other things, like use rags, just patch them into a pulp, and then with the method you get your paper out of it. So yeah, we should leave the trees alone. If you want to build a house, don't buy land and cut down trees, buy an apartment.
But I believe there are other relevant things that you want to share with us on STEM.
Yes. Also with our research, we found out that bamboo can actually help with water pollution. So during our research, we I took an experiment to help prove this, and after that, we found out that bamboo has absorbent features that can help absorb pollutants that are in our water bodies to help with clearing or filtration of our water bodies. So yes, we should not cut down our trees, and even if we do, we should learn to replant them so that in the near future we wouldn't be finding ourselves wanting trees around us.
Cool. From our research again, we were able to learn that a tree...
I think we need to change your school into a research institution. Yeah.
A tree can cater for 8 people, so 1 tree to 8 lives. So we should learn how to plant more, because as we plant, we save more lives.
Okay. So are you planting trees on your campus?
Yes.
Yeah.
Every now and then?
Yes.
So when I visit, I'll find big trees?
Yes, of
Okay.
course.
All right. Now, let's look at, earlier we looked at the challenges, but how can you encourage young people a lot more to forgo the perceptions and then all the myths about STEM-related programs, it being difficult, it is not for women and stuff like that? How will you encourage those in the junior high school level and then across the continent, how will you encourage young people to pursue more STEM and then technical vocational education program? I think I'll start with Sandra.
Okay, so as we said, in Ghana, most of our education is based on theory.
Theory, yeah.
So yes, with STEM, there are branches in most of our schools, and since it gives us a practical approach to most things that we learn in the classroom, I would like to encourage young students out there that they should join the STEM club and then learn more about STEM and how to apply whatever they learn in the classroom to help them solve problems they find themselves in.
Okay. Anyone to add?
Yes, STEM isn't just for the men, please. It's for everyone, anyone who's interested, and it's not difficult. That's just a perception. It's if you're not disciplined and committed, that's when you can do it. But if you are very disciplined and you're committed to your cause and you know what you want, then you can undertake STEM. I'd advise everyone to go into STEM.
And also, it's fun. That's why
it is.
Yes, it is fun because it gives you an opportunity to go outside the academic field. You are able to explore, take up experiments, and all these are outside the academic restricted area. It just it's fun. That's what I would say basically.
All right. So let's go into one of the greatest part of the discussion, that is the robotics aspect, which is very important. How has it been on your campus as a club?
Well, it hasn't been easy because first being part of the club, since a lot of students didn't know about it, they were actually discouraging us who wanted to venture into it. And after joining, we found out that it was very beneficial to us, especially when it comes to the academics. We can apply and understand, know what we are about in the classroom. And yes, so it helps. And also with our robotics, we mostly construct and then program robots, miniature robots, to perform specific tasks that we want them to do. So with applying our math and physics principles that we learn from the classroom, we are able to do all of these, and hence sharpen our brains and then open our minds, able to think outside the box and then bring up solutions. Yes.
Yeah, I'm interested in application. You are able to apply your mathematics and physics. What do you apply?
Okay.
In your day-to-day, I know there's going to be a practical session right after the break, so that we will see, because you want to see exactly what you do. But what do you apply? How is it like?
So, example, in mathematics, we all know the equation for a straight line. That is y is equal to mx plus c. So we apply this in calibrating for our sensors, so that when the sensors see that, oh, this is black, it will know the path to trail on, so that it won't move or divert. So these are some of the basic applications we use from our maths.
So now that equation makes sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. Unlike when we were in school, we were just saying,
we just knew
solve x and x plus y. What does it do for us every day? But today, we are always, we know that the equations are very important. 2 pi r.
Yes, circumference of a circle.
I think I've forgotten most of the things. So you need to, it's a revision for me. Okay, so tell us more.
Calculate for the number of rotations the robot should make. Yes, so now that equation makes sense to all of us as well.
Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, and then even the theoretical aspect of learning how to calibrate thermometers, especially in the physics aspect and all that. In robotics, we also apply it in the calibrating of light sensors, so that wherever that we find ourselves, no matter the light intensity, no matter how maybe faulty your light sensor might be, with your calibrations, you can still use it and then you achieve great results.
Okay, so let me ask, why robotics in the first place? And why did your institution find that as very important? And let me find out from anyone. Why robotics?
Robotics is obviously the future. In the next 50 years, everything evolving around us would be robotics.
The era of artificial intelligence.
Artificial intelligence, yes. And the robotics is the basic foundation of artificial intelligence.
Okay.
Yes. So we find it fascinating and very important because it would lead to almost all career paths. Robotics will take up almost all career paths. That's
so you
why
find
we deem
robot teaching physics in your schools very soon. Okay. When you go to the hospital, robots will be giving you injections.
We have robots presenting news and all that.
Yes.
Okay.
The robot journalist robot in China.
Absolutely.
Taking up news anchoring. Yeah. So like robots will take up almost all career fields in the next future. That's why we deem it very important to go into it. That we give ourselves the foundation that this is what's going to happen in the next year and we should be prepared for it.
Are you not scared? If the robots are going to do all the things we do, what will only be doing?
It's very scary
because you'll be the ones operating
So what happens to those who are not operating the robots?
So that's why it's important that everybody gets into this robotics field because the world is changing to a different level. And then if you don't change with this like fast movement, it means you are going to be left behind. Because if robots come in and they are taking up your work that you are doing now, where do you find yourself? That's the question you need to be asking yourself now.
And I find it very sad because even with robotics, you need a bit of ICT. And right now in Ghana, it's sad. It's so sad that even ICT is not core. We are dropping it when we get to Form 3, which is very sad because with where the world is moving, everything is about technology. So if you don't know ICT, then I don't see what you're going to do with your future. Because everything revolves around ICT now. The mobile phones, computers, the lights, everything is ICT. So even with the ICT, once you know a bit of it and you start with your robotics, everything is easy for you.
Okay. So what are the various types of robots you develop? What major assignment do you give them? And what role do they play? Shortly, before we watch the podcast session. I'm very much eager because I want to see you do it.
Okay, so for the practical section like this, which you're going to do, the robots we built is supposed to arrange black and white boxes perfectly into slots. And if you're supposed to do this, that's when you earn your marks and actually win the game. So yes, you can build and construct a program your robots to do such tasks. Yes.
We've also had miniature robots which are autonomous and have been built and programmed to rescue victims in our previous competitions. So this can be applied in our mining fields, fire service works, which means that they can program and build autonomous robots without any human help to rescue victims from broken down mines or places that fire has invaded to
when
a safe
building
zone.
breaks down.
Or when a building breaks down, to a safe zone. So that's how you can apply robotics in some of our things we do.
Okay. Anything else?
Well, I'll encourage girls out there to take up robotics or to take up STEM in general and then be able to, go to the higher levels of STEM and
Okay. All right. Viewers, you are still watching AU Talks. This wonderful team have done a lot of things. You have a competition. I know you are eager to watch what they do every day on their campus. Stay tuned.